Dear students, welcome everyone to online class from Upashor College. I am Anand Kumar Mitra, Assistant Professor English. Once again, welcoming you and inviting you to attend online classes that we have been arranging so far for your betterment and because of the instruction given by the government and education ministry of Bangladesh. I think you are all well, safe and sound at home and you are also enjoying this class. We have already attended so many classes and I think you are eagerly learning, listening and waiting for this class. You know, I have been discussing English second paper with you and today there will be no difference. Today I will discuss once again English second paper and I will share it with you so that you can learn and understand grammar items properly and correctly. Today the item that we will learn is voice sense. You know, in the last class I talked about active to passive and I also gave you a rule how active is to be changed into passive form. I think you can remember the rule, yet for your betterment I repeat it. At first we will turn object into subject, then we will use an auxiliary verb. This is very important because it depends on tense and person. So once again be careful, object to subject, then we will use auxiliary verb according to tense and person, then we will use V3, then rest of the sentence, then by, normally we use by and then object of the subject. This is the general formula, but with some exceptions. There may be some exception, but this is the common rule. At first we will make object into subject, then we will use auxiliary verb depending on tense and person, then we will use V3, then rest of the sentence, then by, then object of the subject. So in the last class we talked about present indefinite tense, present continuous tense and present perfect tense. Today we will learn past indefinite tense, past continuous tense and past perfect tense. In case of past indefinite tense, we will use was, were as auxiliary verb. What? Was and were, depending on person. So now let's see first example. I saw a bird flying to the ship. You notice here we have the past form of verb see and the past form of see is saw. So it is past indefinite. How we will recognize a past indefinite tense? When there will be V2 after subject, then we normally consider it to be a past indefinite tense. So it is past indefinite because there is V2. So this past indefinite tense is to be transformed into passive. So we will make object into subject, a bird, then we will use auxiliary verbs Since it is third person singular, there will be was. Then V3, the V3 of saw is seen. Then rest of the sentence, flying to the ship. Then by, then object of subject. The objective form of I is me. So the answer will be a bird was seen flying to the ship by me. Number 2. But one day the old man killed the bird. This killed is second form or past form of verb kill. So it is past indefinite. Notice here the subject is the old man. Here the subject is the old man. So you notice there is an additional part before the subject. There is an extra or additional part before the subject. When you will find any such additional part, you will put it at the beginning of the sentence, but one day. You need not to be worried or nervous if you ever find any extra part before the subject, then don't worry, you will put it at the beginning of the sentence. Then now you follow the normal rule, that is subject of the object, the bird, then auxiliary verb was, third person singular, that is why it will take was, then V3, the V3 of killed is also killed, then rest of the sentence, there is no rest of the sentence, so we need not to write it, then by, then object of the subject, the old man. The old man, its objective form is also the old man. So you notice, but one day the bird was killed by the old man. There is no ambiguity. What is ambiguity? You find here an extra portion before the subject, and if there is any such extra or additional part while you are solving a voice and making it active to passive, then that additional part you will without any hesitation put at the beginning of the sentence, then you will follow the rule. Now we will discuss past continuous tense. How we will know a past continuous tense? That is very important. If there is either was or were and there is ing with the principal verb, then we will recognize it to be a past continuous tense. And if it is a past continuous tense, then the auxiliary verb will be was been or were been. Either of the one will have to be used. Once again, depending on tense and person. Person is very important. Similarly, tense is also important. If you want to solve a voice and want to make it passive from active, then you need to follow these rules. So here are two examples. If we notice, he was learning English to get a job. It is past continuous. Why? There is was and then there is ing with the principal verb. So it is past continuous. So while you will solve a voice and you will make it passive from active, you at first try to recognize the tense. Either if you don't know the tense, you can never expect to have a good command over voice sense. Since it is a past continuous tense, we will as usual make object into subject. English, the subject of English is also English, then was because English is third person singular, then being, then V3, the V3 of learning is learned, then rest of the sentence to get a job by subject, object of subject. Here subject is he, and its objective form is him. So the answer will be English was being learned to get a job by him. Here we will use was being or were being as auxiliary verb. Then they were playing football in the field. In the last class, I talked that the object is always or almost every time after verb. Here, where is the auxiliary verb, playing is the principal verb, then the object is football. And the subject of football or subjective form of football is also football. Then was, why was, third person singular. Then being, because continuous tense always takes being. Then V3 of playing, played. Then rest of the sentence in the field by the object of they is them. So the answer will be football was being played in the field by them. And at last we will talk about past perfect. How will we recognize a past perfect? Past perfect always takes had and V3. Had and V3. If you see had and V3 in a sentence, then you will be sure that it is past perfect, and then we will use had been as auxiliary verb. Here there is a very advantage for the students that it only takes had been as auxiliary verb. Now notice at the example, Jim had bought a nice gift. Here you find had, then V3 bought. So it is past perfect. Here we will also once again use object into subject, a nice gift. Then if it is perfect, we will use had been as auxiliary verb. Then V3, here you will get another opportunity, another chance that a perfect tense always use V3. So the past perfect or V3 of bought is also bought by the object of Jim is Jim. So the answer will be a nice gift had been bought by Jim. And then our last example, Jerry had broken the axe handle. We will use object into subject, the axe handle, then had been, then V3 broken by Jerry. Here there is no rest of the sentence. So the answer will be the axe handle had been broken by Jerry. The object of Jerry is also Jerry. Not only Jerry, the objective form of any noun is also that noun. So the answer will be the axe handle had been broken by Jerry. And you notice here we always use in case of whether it is present perfect or past perfect, we always find V3 because have, has or had always take V3. So you will at least get an advantage of using that V3, and you need not any extra pressure on your brain to find out the V3 because many students have lackings in learning V3. So that is all from today's class. I think you have understood it and you will practice it at your home. If you practice it at your home, I think you will earn proficiency in it. So no more today. See you next class. Thank you till then.